Hello, Personality Cath. I'm here doing the Personality Cath video challenge. So I'm reading my screen here, and then I'm looking at the screen that has me on it, and then I'm looking at you. So this is going to be a bit odd, but we'll get started and forget that. So first question. Well, that is difficult because I'm not a type to really get really angry, but I'd say people who bully, perhaps, people who backstab, yeah, generally that type of thing, people who are abusive for no reason. Some people obviously have problems, so not everyone can be, use that as an excuse. But the people who can make a choice and do things to people and are selfish, one-track-minded, me type people, I say that's what gets me going the most, I'd say. Well, that kind of ties in with the first one, doesn't it? What do I like and dislike about people? Although I didn't say what I liked. So, like people who are not afraid to be themselves, they're very honest, up forward people. Sometimes people think, oh, that guy was a bit rude, but at least he was truthful as well. It's not, going behind your back and then saying something else, to you, and then something to someone else. Yeah, I like that about people who are honest. Fun people, very random people, I don't mind, because I'm kind of like that. So I like people who are not afraid to let loose a bit and be themselves. Not to the point where they're completely reckless, but not afraid to have fun, basically. Charitable people are nice, obviously. I think everyone likes charitable people. Well, I suppose there's someone out there. One of you is out there going, I don't like charitable people. They're giving their money away when I could have it. That's probably people in the bank and stuff like that, yeah. I think that's all I can think about for that one. I could say what I liked about a particular person, but that's not the question. Animals. Yes, I like animals. They're great. I mean, they don't lie to you. They're you can trust. Well, you can't exactly trust all animals because they could turn on you and eat you alive. But I do. Yes, I guess I'm a dog person the most. Out of, if they had to say, cats or dogs and stuff like that. But I do like animals. They're just fun little thing. Well, could be big things, little things. But just you can have fun with them, and they do some of the just funniest things and silly things you can watch. And I think a lot of people on YouTube have become very famous through animal videos. So they've done service to mankind as a whole, both in health and rescue, entertainment, and just generally, yeah, I think that covers it, hopefully. And of course, they're great to hug with, massive dog. Okay, the favourite people in my life. So that would be my, obviously, family, friends, and people who I feel strongly for. That's, I'd say, kind of goes backwards a bit. They're very honest people, fun-loving people, laid back. They're not argumentative. That's one thing I forgot to mention. The thing I don't like about people, argumentative people. Argue for the sake of arguing and bring up just complete nonsense. But yeah, on this topic of what do I like about my favourite people, I really want to talk about this like one person at the moment, and they know who they would be if they watch this. But I'm not really sure how to. There's so much to describe, and I don't want to really point it out, so I can just say in general that these people are generally upfront to me and honest, smart, you know, all that. Makes you think, but they're not completely. That's a really hard one. I suppose one thing I could say is that these people are always there for me. I don't know really what I would do without them. Really, I'd probably be on the street somewhere. That's an interesting one. I'd say this is a like and a dislike of myself. That my hyperactivity at times, it can be very fun because I'm easily pleased. Basically, I can be entertained quite easily about the tiniest things. It doesn't really take much for me to have fun alone. Even though I'm an extrovert, I can spend time alone and just kind of this is going to make me sound really crazy, but you know, talk to myself. But yeah, make your own fun. It's kind of I like that, being able to do that. I'd say I was well, people have said I'm, you know, sensible and caring and all that. I'm not. I don't want to look like I'm blowing my own trumpet here, but so try to be humble, I suppose. But yeah, people have said, you know, I always put other people first where I can, and I suppose I'm patient with people. Yeah, stuff like that. I guess fun, well, you could say. Very random. My randomness can be a dislike and a like, because sometimes I can't rest my mind, and it's yeah. So it's kind of a coin flip thing, a Marmite thing going on. You know, you love it or hate it, really. This is a mixed question. When I'm at home, not really. I mean, I'm just wearing a t-shirt and jeans now. But I like, mainly I'm not like a fashion follower. I must have this latest trend. I just like to dress how I like, what I like, the look of things on me. I tend to try and find things that are well fitted and tailored, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I like to have high quality things. So that means I probably don't have, because I'm not rich, I don't have a lot of things, but I save up to get a single expensive item, and then it kind of builds up that way. So yeah, kind of like that. So I'm not into fashion, but I like things that are kind of fashionable or tailored well. And the reason, well, I suppose it's just me. I just like the look of it. That's it, really. So this question is also mixed. You can see why we're called the introverted extroverts, some of us, because sometimes I do like being by myself, as I mentioned. You know, fitting in and standing out is kind of a two-way thing. I suppose ultimately I like to stand out because out of a sense of individuality. Yeah, I suppose not really much I can add on that, really. So it's basically, I do like to stand out a bit, yeah, in a good way, not a weird, or you know, what the hell is that guy thinking, you know, doing. Although I'm probably do get that as well, because I'm kind of weird. A few things. If you've read my profile on the website, you'll see dance is a big one. Big fan of that. I like multiple dance styles, ranging from different areas, or traditional or modern, and just all of that, really. Mainly I like footwork oriented styles, tap, stuff like that. The tap style I like is it's an American tap style, often called huffing. It's, I bet I'm saying a lot in this video, aren't I? I've just noticed that, but I don't want to go off track. Yeah, the tap style is, I think it's rhythmic tap is the word I was looking for. Other dance styles would be Michael Jackson. Also, that's something, a person I'm into. I'm a fan of that. Him. Yeah, a few things. Obviously, I'm a Star Wars fan. If you haven't noticed the T-shirt I'm wearing. Fantasy, fiction, psychology. You know, you could just read my profile for all this, but yeah, might as well add it to the video. Yeah, I think that's what I'll just say for now. That's a hard one, because I don't really think of security. I think mainly as long as I've got something to eat and a roof over my head, that's pretty much all I need. Security, I'd say, was my people who are closest to me would be my security, I suppose. My family and people I love is my ultimate security. Well, this is an interesting one, because I would like to be in one, but I'm not. So I can't really answer it. It's kind of a complicated situation. Well, kind of. It's a typical situation when you like a person, don't like you back, and that's it. Except I haven't been in a relationship before that, really. Had little crushes here and there, but nothing really major, and they never got anywhere at all. Because back then I was too shy to even go and ask the people if they were interested. And by the time I actually gained the confidence to do that, well, it's the situation I've just mentioned. So that question is, yeah, I don't think I'll be able to answer that properly. The answer would probably be yes. Well, I've kind of mentioned this in hobbies, you know, interests, what activities I like, and the family. It's kind of all come together, and now it's all tied into one on this question, I think. What do I love? So obviously I've said fiction and Star Wars and dance and all that. My family, a girl, dogs, I suppose. Places. Don't really have any particular places in mind. Can't tell if ENFP or INFP with ADHD. This is an interesting one, because as a child I was a lot more introverted. I think I was always kind of an NFP by the way I act and think. Definitely. The silly switch has always been there the whole way through. But I was a lot more, I suppose I was shy as a child. I've gained confidence as I've got older. Yeah. Kind of puts you on the spot doing these questions, you know, because usually I'll be able to talk very easily. Yeah, I was a lot shyer. I wasn't confident. Didn't really know what I wanted. Easily bullied in school. That kind of thing. Very quiet. I mean, people wouldn't believe it now, but as an infant in school, people actually didn't think I could talk. They used to think I was a mute because I was just sit there, you know. But at home I used to talk a lot. That's where because I was comfortable. But over the years I just became myself more and louder, and hopefully not in your face loud and annoying, because sometimes it might get like that. Hopefully not too much. I like a couple of colours really. Kind of, I'd say the colours that come to mind are, well, in my clothing I wear a lot of browns and blacks, earth tones. But I do like the colour red a lot. It's the colour of passion, so it's an obvious choice. and of course I'm very much into the colour green. Mainly I'm into the colour green because of lightsabers. It's my favourite lightsaber colour, so when I think of a favourite colour, I'm always, in my head, I'm all of a sudden going, you know, that kind of thing. So I'd say reds and greens mainly. Trees, basically, when you think about it. Well, I guess this is an interesting one. I like my own, obviously. ENFP personality type. No, it's best. They don't call it the champions for nothing. But you know, other personality types, I will say. I suppose it's going to be biased because of people I know and who I like. So ENTPs, I'd say, because they're often referred to as the cousins of the ENFPs, and some of those, not all of them, but some can be a little wacky sometimes. Very, very intelligent, but insane, some of them. When you think of Doc in Back to the Future, they say he's one. I'm not sure if that's correct, but you know, it kind of like that mad scientist type feel. Or Willy Wonka, the original Willy Wonka. You know, they say he's like that. Maybe, but it could be wrong. But that type of thing. I guess I just like zany, wacky, quirky personality types the most, but with intelligence to them. I'd say the other types I like were perhaps ENFJs or INFJs. You know, the teacher type of personality, the sage type. I guess there's something in every personality type to admire in some way or another. Well, I can tell you the answer to that.
Under the sea, under the sea.
I don't think so. I like pirates. That's another thing I didn't mention. Pirates. I like pirate stuff. So I guess you could say yes, because I make you walk the plank. So that's cool. I am fascinated by wooden planks. Of course, if you turn it upside down. But then, of course, it becomes a 6 and not a 9. So that's kind of an interesting question, because is it really resembling the other number? Or are we just turning it into the other number? I have no idea. I like that one. It's pretty funny. I suppose so. But I'd say the best way to test that would be to kind of throw them out the door when you're flying, and let's see if they fly then. Actually, no. Basically, what happens is, yeah.